Now, as you may recall in one of my previous videos I did earlier this month, I mentioned last year was the 55th anniversary of the original Star Trek. Now let's celebrate the 35th anniversary of one of the follow-ups to it, Star Trek The Next Generation, in, can you believe it, my 50th TV log. This is a Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews TV log. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to you as the Big D. Back again with yet another TV log, and it's yet another show that's celebrating 35 years this month in September. That's right, I'm going to be beaming aboard the Enterprise once again. And this time with a new crew. Yep, and what really made Star Trek even bigger, after 4 movies with the original crew of the Enterprise. But anyway, before they even took the Enterprise on the big screen, because the original cast still have a couple more movies, plus one more that featured a few of the original cast, plus some of the cast of this series ran. So now, without further ado, I bring to you Star Trek The Next Generation. Star Trek The Next Generation was the 3rd overall Star Trek series, and it continued after the original series. It originally premiered in syndication on this day, September 28, 1987. Thus, the show was celebrating its 35th anniversary. The show was produced by Paramount, and of course is based on Star Trek created by Gene Roddenberry. Yep. Now, the show takes place in the latter third of the 24th century, when Earth is part of the United Federation of Planets. And it follows the adventures of a Starfleet starship, the USS Enterprise, NCC 1701D, in its exploration of the Alpha Quadrant in the Milky Way galaxy. Now, well, after a series was supposed to come to a new channel Paramount was screened, but failed to, they decided to try something else after the original series and the animated series. Now, Roddenberry was tasked by Paramount with creating a new series in the franchise. He decided to set a century after the events of his original series. It featured a new crew and a new Enterprise. Now, Roddenberry, along with some others, Maurice Hurley, Rick Berman, Michael Piller, and Jerry Taylor, served as executive producers at various times throughout its production. The series was first broadcast in first-run syndication, unlike its predecessor. Also, unlike its predecessor, it did much better and lasted 7 big seasons. Now, it had dates and times varying among individual television stations. Unfortunately, I didn't catch this at first because my local ABC affiliate, which aired this show, aired it on late nights. But soon later on, after it came close to ending, it got rerun at an earlier time when it came to 5 days a week. Now, one of the cast members is Patrick Stewart, and we hear his voice-over introduction during each episode's opening credits stated the starship's purpose. It's close to just what it was in the original, just with a few slight fixer-uppers. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. Yes, that's how it goes. Anyway, show was popular big time, reaching almost 12 million big viewers in its 5th season, with the series finale in 1994 watched by over 30 million viewers. Due to its success, Paramount commissioned Berman and Pillar to create a fourth series to the franchise. And it launched during Next Generation's next to last, well, final season. Not its final season. That was Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which I didn't watch much of. I saw a little bit of it. Now, characters from Next Generation appeared in 4 films. There was Star Trek Generations from '94, which I want to give a little announcement of. Now, I was going to review it this month. I had to reschedule it, but again, I had to mention details to follow. Now, the details to follow on this, I am going to be postponing it. I'll be doing it November, so I do apologize. But however, I will make it up by also reviewing the other 3 Next Generation films: First Contact, Insurrection, and Nemesis. And also was more recently followed with Star Trek Picard, which is currently on Paramount Plus and has now been picked up for 1 more season. The series also found numerous novels and comic books and video games and what have you. Received many accolades, including 19 Emmys, 2 Hugo Awards, 5 Saturn Awards, and a Peabody Award even. Anyway, after a total of 178 episodes that were produced and aired over the 7-season run, the show came to an end in May of 1994. Actually, every season except for season 2 had 26 episodes. The second season had 22. Anyway, now I liked how they fixed it up and what have you with the inside of the Enterprise. It looks really good and what have you. And what can I say? It's incredible. The series music theme combined the fanfare from the original series theme by Alexander Courage along with Jerry Goldsmith's theme to Star Trek The Motion Picture. And some early episodes plots from outlines created for Star Trek Phase 2, which was actually originally to be a next series and what have you. But anyway, the show proved to be a big success for Paramount, and I gotta say, it's really, really good. I haven't watched it for some time now, although I do have a best of set containing 4 episodes. That's pretty good. Maybe one day I will revisit the show. Anyway, now, of course, this had a number of story arcs within the larger story, and oftentimes different episodes contributed to 2 or more different story or character arcs. Some are epitomized by the aliens the characters interact with. For example, the series introduced the Borg and the Cardassians. I was about to say Cardassians, but I don't want to get into that's big, and besides it's spelled different. Cardassians. The Klingons and Romulans had been introduced in the original series. However, the Klingons were somewhat rebooted with a turtle head look, although a retcon was given to explain this in an Enterprise episode. Now, of course, Enterprise was a later Star Trek series. So anyway, yeah. Several episodes also deal with the concept of time, including narrative structures around time travel, temporal loops, parallel universes, alternate universes, and more. Really something. Now, what was really big was our cast. Playing, well, let me reverse that. First of all, the one I mentioned earlier, Patrick Stewart, who does our opening narration, plays Captain Jean-Luc Picard, the commanding officer of the USS Enterprise D. He also played the character in the pilot episode of Deep Space Nine. Next up is Jonathan Frakes, playing Commander William T. Riker, the ship's first officer. Now this character was influenced by concepts for First Officer Willard Decker in the Star Trek Phase 2 television series. Yeah, which again was originally supposed to be done and what have you. Really something. The character would also appear in an episode of Enterprise and Voyager, another Star Trek series. He would return in Picard and in the animated series Lower Decks. Really something. Next up is LeVar Burton, who was currently hosting PBS's Reading Rainbow at the time, played Lieutenant Commander Geordi LaForge. He's initially the ship's helmsman, but the character became chief engineer beginning in the second season. He also played the character in an episode of Voyager. I also like those special glasses he has on. Yep. Now, next we have Denise Crosby as Lieutenant Tasha Yar, who unfortunately was only in the first season, but was a guest in seasons 3 and 7. She also played Commander Sella, Tasha's half-Romulan daughter. Now, Yar is the Chief of Security and Tactical Officer. She left the series near the end, and the Yar character was killed. But again, she returns in alternate timelines in the episode Yesterday's Enterprise and the series finale, All Good Things. Next up is Michael Dorn, who played Lieutenant Worf, a Klingon. Now, Worf initially appears as a junior officer, fulfilling several roles on the bridge. When Denise Crosby left near the end of the first season, the Worf character succeeded Yar as the ship's Chief of Security and Tactical Officer. Now, he reprised the role as a regular in seasons 4 through 7 of Deep Space Nine, and also played another Klingon, also named Worf, in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. Anyway, he has made 282 on-screen appearances, making him, well, the one actor who has appeared more times than any other in the Star Trek franchise. Next is Gates McFadden, who plays Dr. Beverly Crusher. She plays her in the first season, but however, she was fired after that, but was rehired and remained for the remainder of the series. Her absence in the second season was explained by her transfer to Starfleet Medical. Now, Crusher is Enterprise's chief medical officer. As a fully certified bridge officer, Dr. Crusher had the ability to command the Enterprise if circumstances required her to do so. She also on occasion commanded night watch shifts on the ship's main bridge to stay on top of Starship operations. Now, the one who replaced McFadden for season 2 was Diana Muldaur as Dr. Catherine Pulaski. Now, Muldaur, who previously appeared in 2 episodes of the original Star Trek, never received billing in the opening credits. It says she was listed as a special guest star during the first act. Now, for the rest of the cast, we have Maria Sirtis playing Lieutenant Commander and also Counselor Deanna Troi, the half-human, half-Betazoid ship's counselor. Starting in the season 7 episode, Dying on Self, Troi, having taken and completed the bridge officer's test, is later promoted to the rank of commander, which allowed her to take command of the ship and also perform bridge duties other than those of a ship's counselor. Actually, the character's relationship with First Officer Riker was a carryover from character ideas from Phase 2. Troi also appeared in later episodes of Voyager and in the finale of Enterprise and the first season of Picard. Next is Brent Spinner, who plays Lieutenant Commander Data, an android who serves as second officer and operations officer. Data's outsider's perspective on humanity served a similar narrative purpose as Spock's in the original Star Trek. That's why I mispronounce him. Spinner. It's Spinner. Spinner also played his brother Lore and his creator Noonien Sung. In Enterprise, Spinner played Noonien's ancestor Eric and contributed a brief voiceover heard over the Enterprise D's intercom in the Enterprise finale. In 2020, he reprised the role of Data as well as Dr. Sung, Alton Inigo Sung, which was Nguyen's prodigy in Picard. Finally, Will Wheaton, who plays Wesley Crusher, Dr. Crusher's son. Now, he was main character for the first 4 seasons and then was guest for 5 and 7. He becomes an acting ensign and later receives a field commission to ensign before attending Starfleet Academy. Again, after being a regular for the first 4 seasons, Wynn appeared sporadically as the character for the remainder of the series. There's lots of others who appeared, including Majel Barrett. I think that sounds familiar. Yes, who was best known for playing Nurse Christine Chapel in the original Star Trek. She played Deanna's mother, Lawaxana, I'm sorry if I mispronounced this, Troy, Federation ambassador, and also the voice of the ship's computer. Brian Bonsall, who most people know him best for playing Andy on Family Ties, and also appeared in movies like Mikey and Blank Check, played Worf's son Alexander Rosenko. There's Rosalind Chow as Keiko O'Brien, botanist until her transfer to Deep Space Nine. There's even Whoopi Goldberg, Ashley Judd. Let's see, Dwight Schultz, who of course most of you know him best as Hal and Mad Murdoch from the A-Team. Tony Todd from Candyman, which look for a review of that coming up next month. And, the list goes on. Again, Star Trek The Next Generation, I think, is really good. Now, to this day, the show actually currently still gets aired on BBC America. You can also find the series on Paramount Plus as well. And it has been available among numerous streaming video services. The show is also shown on the broadcast channel network Heroes and Icons. Anyway, so much to mention. But anyway, that's going to do it. So now you know about Star Trek The Next Generation. So what did you think of this show? Have you ever seen it? I'm sure a lot of y'all have. Let me know what you think of Star Trek The Next Generation in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time when I bring to you my review of Resident Evil Retribution, the next to last film in the original Resident Evil film series. So thanks for watching, and if you like this, consider checking out some other Star Trek vids I've done. In the upper left-hand corner is the TV log I did on the original series last year. The upper right-hand corner is my review of Star Trek The Motion Picture. Or if you want something different, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my previous TV log on Knight Rider. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching, and again, I apologize for delaying Star Trek Generations. You will get the review of it in November, okay? I promise. So until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.